Have you heard of the word SEL? I feel like it's been a buzzword for a while, but do you know what it means? So the exact definition of SEL is social emotional learning. It relates to teaching children about their feelings and being aware of themselves and being aware of how they're feeling, and also social relationships and kind of just how to navigate feelings that they are having. Oh, as well as decision making. I can't forget that one. If a child has the skills of social emotional learning, then this can help them in a lot of ways, including their mental health and their behaviors. So if a kid is seemingly having behaviors in the classroom, well, then focusing on their social emotional needs can better help their mental health and overall well-being. If you would like to learn more about how being a school psychologist is related to SEL, then keep watching. Okay, so as a school psych, you're probably wondering, well, SEL, social emotional learning, what can I do as a school psych to help with that? I'm glad that you asked. We can work directly with the students to help keep track of the behaviors, but we can also help the teachers and staff so that they learn how to work with children that may be showing these behaviors, or if we feel like they need SEL. Here's a good example of something that I'm going to do. I didn't start it yet, but that I plan on doing. That is also related to social emotional learning, because I know this can kind of be a hard topic to wrap your head around. At least it was for me. I'm like, what do you mean by that? But it can be a bunch of things. Here's the thing that I'm going to do with a group of kids. And I'm just giving this to you as an example of something you can do to teach social emotional learning. So I want to start an art group with kids that are having difficulties expressing their emotions verbally, and I want to have them express their emotions through the form of art. So what does that mean? What are we going to do in this group? Well, I have a bunch of different projects. I have clay that we're going to work with. I have, if you know the little paper, it's like a piece of paper and then you scratch it, and then underneath it, it's really colorful. So you can draw on it and this colorful image will appear, whatever you draw on it, right? I also have origami paper and a couple other things like that. What I'm trying to do is show them that they can express themselves through other means. So maybe they aren't good at verbally stating what they need, but maybe they want to draw it out. Maybe they're having a difficult time and it is helpful for them to express their emotions through art instead of through other ways, such as acting out. Another thing that this can help with, since it's a group, maybe they will make friends because there's a couple of them, so they can communicate with each other, even if it's just by showing each other what they did and kind of having an understanding of why we're all here and what we can all do together to be better. This might also allow them to understand, like, oh, I was feeling this way, or I am feeling this way, and there are other ways for me to express and show that, especially in a healthier manner. For example, if you're angry, you could go punch a wall, but that's probably not the best thing to do. Or you can fold origami. That's not hurting anyone. You're channeling that energy into something more positive, and that is a better solution. So doing something like this can also help them to manage stress. And I'm not saying that this is the only thing that is related to social emotional learning. I'm just giving an example. There's other things you can do. You can do role playing with students. You can work on mindfulness and making sure that they are mindful of the things that they are doing. There are so many things, and this is just a couple of things that I thought of and what I am trying to work on with students. So if you're thinking, social emotional learning, it can be direct, like you are giving a presentation to someone to teach them, but it also can be interactive and you're working with the students and you're doing a group. That's fun for you and it's fun for them as well. So in that example I gave, you are directly helping the students, but we can also help teachers learn social emotional learning. And the first thing would be to teach them what that even is and what that can entail and why it's important. So they might just hear the word and think, okay, that's not something I can do, or what do you want me to do? Well, we can tell them why it is something they should work on and how it is important for them and for the student, and can help control chaos that may be going on in the classroom. So I want to help teachers set up an environment that supports SEL, social emotional learning, and that could be something as simple as coming up with classroom rules. So, for example, if we have a rule where if you're feeling distressed, you can go to the calm down corner for 10 seconds. That is a way for them to focus their emotions and calm themselves down before going back into class, instead of, let's say, tearing up paper or throwing desks or something violent and disruptive. That is supporting social emotional learning, because now the kid is learning, if I don't feel okay, I can go into that corner. And then the rule is, you're only there for a certain amount of time and you can't overuse it. Something like that would be an example of how a teacher can use SEL in the classroom to help support. And if you have it for all students, they all know they can use it, that makes it even better. So if your school has a multi-tiered system of support, MTSS or something like that, then you might have some students in there that need that individual one-on-one help, right? And for them, we might be able to have the teachers work on certain things with that kid, like maybe a behavioral specialist or the psychologist or a social worker, counselor, whoever, someone in the building knows there's something that works for that student. Well, maybe we can let the teacher know so that they can also apply it in the classroom, so that then it is just smoother for them when they are running the classroom. So I'm just going to give a random example. If there's a particular student that is always getting angry and will kind of explode with emotions at the smallest thing, then maybe if we found out if the kid can just go up the hall really quick and back down and then come in and then they're okay for the next 30 minutes. Now, we don't want every kid doing that, but if that is what works for that student, we might let them do that, because that'll be better than them being disruptive, having to go down to the office, being called home, getting suspended, all that other stuff, right? And then you're teaching them like, okay, we're gonna help you channel those emotions in a less negative way. And if that gets them to get back to work and someone else has that information, like I said, a psych counselor or whatever, let the teacher know so that they can use that for that individual, for that particular student or students in their classroom, so that it can help the student out and the teacher out. So I know this video is kind of short. I've been liking the shorter videos lately because I don't know how many people actually watch the whole thing, but I don't want to feel like you need to watch this like 15-20 minute long video to get information if you can just get it in a shorter amount of time. But if you guys like the longer videos, definitely let me know. And if you have any ideas, leave that down below. As always, I am so thankful for you for watching. I appreciate you so much. And I will see you in the next video. Okay? All right. Bye, guys.